Hi everyone, it's Zolecki, and I'm going to spend the next 10 to 15 minutes with you covering how to maximize a compensation plan. We're going to talk about, I'm going to do a breakdown of the compensation plan, kind of the key components in that plan. I'm also going to talk about the fantastic Rising Star program that we have inside Agel. I'm going to talk about the importance of rank advancing every single month. And also for some of you that are really kind of maybe kicking the tires, or if you haven't made a decision to join Agel, or maybe you did, understanding the importance of upgrading and why you want to get upgraded as soon as possible to maximize the compensation plan. So let's go ahead and get things started. So the one thing I want you to understand is that the way that our compensation plan, everything is based on what we call CV, which means commissionable volume. And the reason that we do that is we found it's the best way to have what we call universal currency. Because as you guys know, we are in 50 countries, so it would be impossible to try to figure everything out. So commissionable volume is very, very simple, and everything that we do in our business, we earn commissionable volume on. So for example, every activation order that you place or someone places in your organization counts with CV. So I want to give you the breakdown of how that works. For every person or yourself that introduces someone that comes at the personal pack at the $300 US dollars, you actually receive $125 in CV. Now if you introduce someone and they come in at the executive, that counts as $500 CV. And if you introduce someone at the professional pack, that's $800 CV. So again, personal is $125, executive is $500, and professional is $800. Now, that's a first-time order. Here's what's fantastic. Most people don't understand the orders after that, the ongoing orders, the auto-ship orders, the preferred customers, all these different things actually is up to 80% that you get from then on out. So again, commissionable volume, understand that the breakdown of that is very, very simple. It's not based on dollars for the comp plan, but it's based on what we call CV. So let's talk about how the business structure works and how do we earn. I'm going to cover three areas. I'm going to cover first order bonus, I'm going to cover team volume commission, and I'm going to cover leverage matching bonus. Now the one thing that I do want you to understand is the leverage matching bonus, the only way for you to be able to start qualifying for that is for you to become a supervisor right away. And I'm going to talk to you about the importance of doing that. So again, we don't want to leave any bonuses on the table, so our number one objective is to make sure we get you to supervisor like yesterday. So let's talk about the business structure. So what happens is a breakdown of the business. I'm going to talk about what we call first order bonus. And I'll just call it FOB for short. Keep it really simple. So how it works is this, is here's you. And you have a left team and you have a right team. And as you're introducing people to Agel, whether it's through a webinar, whether it's through a tool, whether it's through an in-home meeting, whether it's through a live event, however they decide to join the business, you're going to place them either on your left or right side. And in the beginning, your strategy, it's very simple. You're just going to go left, right, left, right, left, right. And that's it. It's very, very simple. So first order bonus, how it works is this, is that every person that you introduce to the business, if they come in at the personal pack, you actually earn $35 US dollars. Now if you introduce someone and they come in at the executive, you actually earn $100. And if you introduce someone at the professional, you actually earn $500 US dollars. So again, what's so fantastic about the first order bonus is that this is what we call a transactional bonus. Our number one objective with you within your first 14 to 30 days inside Agel is to help you get in profitability. And one of the best ways that we do that is obviously by connecting with people, talking with people, sharing the amazing story, sharing your story, and having them enroll in the business, either at the personal, the executive, or at the professional. So again, the first order bonus is really, really simple. Now the second way, or I should say the second bonus we're going to talk about is the team volume commission. Now understand that the team volume commission, this is such a fantastic way to really get the ball rolling, kind of really creating your network, because that's what we do. We build a network. So the team volume commission is very simple. It works like this. Again, here's you. And you're introducing people to Agel, and you have other people that are introducing people to Agel, and whether it's, here in your local market, and they talk to a friend in Chicago, who talks to a friend in Canada, who talks to another friend back in the States, however, in Mexico, however it may go, your business structure is always going to have a left team and it's always going to have a right team. And the team volume commission states that you have the ability to earn up to 10% of your lesser team every single month. So let me give you an example of that. So let's just say, for sake of math, that your left team does 10,000 in CV, again in commissional volume, and your right does 20,000 in CV, in commissional volume. So in this simple theoretical example, this is your lesser team. 10% of 10,000 is 1,000 that you would pick up really just by introducing a few people who introduce a few people who introduce a few people. Now here's what's great. A lot of times people ask me, well, Sarah, this 10,000, is that what I do personally? And it's not. You can introduce your friend Bob, who talks to his friend Sue, who talks to somebody named Mike, that goes out and builds a massive business. All of that counts towards that 10,000. The volume, the CV, comes from activation orders, comes from preferred customers, comes from people just placing orders, extra product they need, or auto ship orders as well. So again, it's all accumulative that helps you not only rank advance, but obviously earn a fantastic team volume commission bonus. Now, there is a cap to it, but the cap is pretty big. The cap is when your left team does 250,000, your right does 250,000. This business center is capped out at 25,000 a month. Now, I will tell you, for most people, the reason that they come in at the executive level, remember we said there's a personal, there's an executive, and there's a professional. And the executive is around $900 US. Now, the reason that most people come in at the executive level is you actually have the opportunity to earn up to $75,000 a month in the team volume commission. So not only do you have one business center, but Agel actually gives you 3 business centers. So you can actually maximize the comp plan with the team volume commission. Now don't worry, some of you that actually came in at the personal level, I'm going to show you how you can get upgraded today so you don't miss out on this opportunity to really maximize the team volume commission. Now the last way that I'm going to talk about is in the comp plan is the leverage matching bonus. And the leverage matching bonus, that's the reason I got in Agel. I mean, I got in because I love the fact that I could go out and I could introduce this business to people that were more talented than me. I could go out and find someone that had a bigger network, had been involved in network marketing, more into health and wellness than me, had more time than me. Because when I saw Agel 6 years ago, I was working as a corporate recruiter. I was working 70 hours a week. So again, I wanted to be a smart business person. I said, hey, I'm going to kind of get together my executive team. Who are they going to be? And I just wanted to surround myself with people that were much better than me when it came to building a network. So the thing I want you to really focus on when it comes to building your network with the leverage matching bonus is going out there and what we call recruiting up. Finding people better than you, plugging them into the Agel system, and letting them go. So here's how the leverage matching bonus works. The leverage matching bonus works extremely simple. Again, here's you. And you're going to be out there building a business. Now here's what's so great about the two-legged structure. It's a two-legged structure. What happens is that as you're introducing people, let's say that these X's represent the people you brought in, right? Well, all of a sudden this person might have brought in these people, this person might have brought in this person, and so your organization is going to be kind of a big hodgepodge of all different people personally recruiting. Here's what's great about the leverage matching bonus. The leverage matching bonus states that you have the ability to earn between 10 to 50% of the team volume commission of every single person that you bring into Agel, forever. So you could introduce one person, you could introduce 10, you can introduce 100. It's infinite. It doesn't matter. You can introduce as many people as you want. Here's what I love about the leverage matching bonus. You earn a leverage matching bonus based on the success that person has. If that person doesn't earn a team volume commission, you don't earn anything. So you have a huge financial incentive to make sure that person not only gets to supervisor so they start qualifying for the leverage matching bonus, but help them get to manager and senior manager and director and one-star diamond right away. So when we talk about that with the leverage matching bonus, it's unbelievable because any person that you bring into Agel, you can actually place them anywhere in your tree. So for example, once your top, what I call your top 5 spots on both legs are full, as you're bringing in new people, you're going to just place them down underneath the rest of your organization. Here's what's fantastic. It doesn't matter where you place someone in your tree. If you personally brought them in, you earn 10 to 50% of their team volume commission every single month. So I'll give you an example so you understand what I mean. So again, here's you guys, right? Here's us. And we introduce our friend Phil. And Phil has a left team and a right team. And he introduces, I don't know, pick a name, right? Missy, and he introduces his cousin John. And they go out and they start building a team. Now, again, it's a simple theoretical example. It might not go exactly like this. But let's just say that Phil earns $1,000 in team volume commission. So in this example, and let's just say for sake of math that you're at 50, you would earn half that. You would earn $500 just because you introduced Phil to the business. And you said, hey Phil, check this out, and you sent him a link, or they came to a cash flow class, or he came to a live event, and he said, I like this. Now you might have someone that goes out and, I don't know, maybe this person starts earning $20,000 a month. Well, again, half that is $10,000. You might have this person down here, maybe they earn, I don't know, $1,500. You would earn half that, right? What is that? I'm terrible at math. $750, right? Something like that. So again, you're going to have all these people that are earning different small little leverage matching bonuses, or quite frankly, some of them large, and you get to earn all these little bonuses off the success of every person that you bring in. Now, it gets better. Not only do you earn 10 to 50% with every person that you introduce to Agel, but also 7 generations down. So I might introduce Phil, who's my first generation, and he introduces John. Well, Phil's my first, John's my second. In our compensation plan, we earn 10 to 50% for everyone we bring in, right? I know this is getting kind of messy. Number 1, 10 to 50%. Second generation, 7%, and it goes all the way down to our 7th generation. So understand that long term with the leverage matching bonus, there's some fantastic exponential growth that is going to occur. Now understand, this leverage matching bonus, this is probably not going to really start kicking in until 3 to 5 years that you're in the business. But I will tell you, that doesn't mean you just say, okay, one day I'm going to get that. The only way that you're going to be able to receive some fantastic leverage matching bonus is what you do your very first 30 days inside Agel. When you're brand new and you're just getting your business started, the only thing you're going to be doing is connecting people to the mass marketing tools or getting them in front of an Agel presentation one way or another. Your job in the beginning is prospecting and talking to people about Agel, and that's it. So realize that what you're doing the very first 30, 60, 90 days, that's really going to make a difference on down the road if you have a big leverage matching bonus check that comes in month after month after month. So let's talk about the Rising Star program. I'm going to touch on this very, very, very quickly, but this is something that's fantastic. Again, this is just something that Agel throws into our, some extra cash into our pocket, and it's great for the brand new person. And what the Rising Star program does is it allows you to actually earn up to $1,750 in your pocket your very first 90 days inside Agel. Rising Star program is very simple. Our whole goal is to help you get to supervisor your very first 14 days inside Agel. When you do that, you're actually going to pick up an additional $250 bonus in the Rising Star program. Now next month, let's say that we go out and we help you get to the next level, which is called manager. When you do that, Agel's going to give you an extra $500 bonus because you went to manager. Then the following month, the 3rd consecutive month, you reach a level of what we call director. And director is really kind of one of our pivotal spots inside our comp plan. You actually earn an additional $1,000. So just by you following the system, having your cash flow classes, launching your business, connecting people to the tools, using third party, using your expert to help you talk to people, we'll be able to help you rank advance, which basically just allows you to get some great free money just because you're doing what you need to be doing anyways inside the Agile system. So the Rising Star program, if you're not promoting it or if you are brand new, you got to make sure you plug in with your upline or your sponsorship line and say, hey, I want that free money. How can I get that? And they'll help you map it out using our Agile business plan and using a game plan to make sure you do that within your first 14 to 30 days and get the first level, the supervisor bonus. Now, let's talk about why rank advance. And why do you want to rank advance inside our business? Is there's so many different factors when it comes to rank advancing. And I will tell you, the one thing that my husband Tony and I, we truly believe is that if you're not rank advancing, you're dying in the business. And our business is all about creating excitement, momentum, kind of a buzz, kind of a frenzy, where everyone wants to be a part of it. They don't want to miss out on it. And I will tell you that your very first 30 days, 60 days, 90 days inside Agile is so important. Your number one job and your sponsor's number one job is to help you create a story. And when you create a story and you rank advance, not only is it you're now documented, you've got a fantastic check, because really I truly believe that people ask, how long have you been doing this and how much money have you made? And we want to make sure that you make great money and get in profitability your very first 30 days, which you can do all day long using our system that's created multi-millionaires. But also, not only you document and you have a check, but now you have a team. It's not just you. I remember when I first signed up, I had my fingers crossed and I looked around and it was just me. And I was so excited to have the first team member join the business and then the next team member. And what it did for me is it built my confidence. It built my belief. Not that I didn't believe in Agile, not that I didn't believe in my sponsor, not that I didn't believe in the compensation plan or our fantastic products. I didn't really believe in myself yet. So the reason I knew I needed to rank advance to help my belief to really get me solid and grounded in this business. So again, creating your story is why you need to rank advance. Getting a check is why you need to rank advance. You now have a team is why you need to rank advance. It creates fantastic confidence and belief that you can do this business. And then the last piece is that the reason you need to rank advance when you're brand new is you want to make sure you can start taking part of that leverage matching bonus. And you can't unless you're at least a supervisor or above. So again, by the end of this month, we want to make sure that you're at least a supervisor. Now, the last one I want to talk about is upgrade. Now, why would you want to upgrade, or how can I upgrade? I get those questions so many times. So the one thing that I want you to understand with the upgrade is that, for those of you that come in at the personal level, you want to get upgraded to the executive as fast as possible. Now, why? Because when you get started at the personal, you have very limited product. You have just a couple out of the dozens of gels that we have to offer people. It's kind of like if you had a McDonald's and you had a menu of all these different things and someone came up and they ordered a Big Mac and you didn't have a Big Mac at all, how much business would you do? You wouldn't, right? So you want to make sure that you're prepared to do business. And again, we build a very professional, compelling business, and we do it by being prepared. And our tools, which is also our product, you've got to have on hand. So number one, you want to upgrade so you have more product on hand. Number two, you only qualify for 8 out of the 10 ways that we earn. So a lot of times people, they don't realize, man, I'm leaving 2 bonuses on the table. I'm leaving cash on the table that, quite frankly, if I just upgraded, I could start receiving immediately. Immediately you can start receiving it. Also, what you want to make sure of, the reason you upgrade, is you now go from having 1 business center to having 3. So again, in that team volume commission, remember, you can now earn up to $75,000 a month instead of just $25,000. And again, it's just, the more, for me personally, the more fishing poles I have in the water to make money and create a revenue stream, it just makes sense. Now, the last reason that you want to upgrade is the one thing I always tell people is that people do what you do, not what you say. So I can't tell you how many times when I joined the business, people ask me, what did you do? And I said, well, hey, I came in at the executive level, I put it on a credit card, and I just started building my business. And I can't tell you how many times, literally probably nine times out of 10, they said, okay, I'll do the same thing. So understand that even if you're brand new, that what you do matters early on in the business. And you want to really begin to create what I call the proper mold for your business. And that's the reason that so many people in our company, they come in at the executive level, because they take it a little bit more serious. Because I tell people, unless you've got some skin in the game, which means in your wallet, you're not really going to take it serious. But also, too, your people are going to do what you do. Now, our business is all about rank advancement. So, you know, the first level is called supervisor. The second level is called manager. And I want you to see something to understand the power of people do what you do, but our business is also based on the commissionable volume. So the more volume that you have in the business, the faster it's going to rank advance, the faster you're going to get a great story, the faster that you're going to build belief. And again, it just cycles all over again, and it just helps you rank advance again, and your team start rank advancing. So I want to show you something real quick, and then we're going to wrap this up. So what I want you to understand for manager, okay? So in this example of manager, to get to manager, it takes what we call 2,000 in lesser leg volume, okay, lesser team. So if you guys remember, I talked about every order that you do, if you enroll someone at the personal, it's 125 CV. You introduce someone at the executive, it's 500 CV, or professional, it is 800 CV. Okay, so remember that. So in this example, simple theoretical example, you could have all these 8 people, whether you bring them in or other people bring them in, they tally up to 2,000 lesser leg volume. So let's just say, for sake of example, that everyone comes in at the executive, which is really what we're looking for to really create the proper mold. So you've got this person, this person, this person, this person. That's 500, 500, 500, 500, right? So this equals up to 2,000, and I can't even write, so sorry about that, 2,000. Same thing over here, right? We'll just say it's the same thing. So in this example, you can have 8 people that come in at the executive level, and you get promoted out to manager. Now let's look at it from a different perspective. Let's say, what if everyone came in at the personal level? And I'm not going to show you all the math on it, but you had everyone that came in at the personal, that's 32 people that it would take to get to manager versus 8. So what do you think's easier? Like for me, I'm the type of person that says, hey, what's the shortest route to get me to that position? And I looked at it and said, hey, manager, I came in at the executive. Everyone else followed suit because they said, hey, Sarah, what did you do? And obviously I promoted up, and it was such a great way. It just really created a fantastic just cycle of massive duplication early on. So understand, would you rather have to bring in 32 people, or would you rather bring in 8 people? And obviously I know what your answer is to that. So guys, I would encourage you, watch this video again. I'd encourage you, if you haven't upgraded, get upgraded. If you haven't rank advanced this month, make sure you rank advance so you're not leaving money on the table. If you're brand new and you haven't hit the Rising Star program, make sure you do that, because that's free money. And understand this, is that you have a fantastic upline, a leadership line, a sponsorship line, that they're going to hold your hand until you learn this. But our biggest thing today is we wanted to make sure that you knew, and we're totally 100% maximizing the Agile compensation plan. So take care, guys. I look forward to hearing all your success on this fantastic comp plan, and we'll talk to you soon.